We are back. Good evening, and welcome everyone. Feels good to be back. It has been a long time since we've been live. Connecting in, I've got a story to tell. In fact, I've got many stories to tell. I know it's been a while. I've been reading a lot of the comments on all of the videos saying, hey, where are you? Where are the live streams? What's been going on? We've done 3 videos in the last 5 days. We're back in business. It feels good to be talking about the markets, life, and everything. But I wanted to just do a live stream so we could connect back in together, have a chat about what's been going on, speak about what has been, for me on a personal level, one of the biggest, or probably one of the biggest months of my entire life. And I'll share everything that's been going on that front. We'll also share a bit more about what's been going on behind the scenes too. For those who are familiar, we've been starting to get active on LinkedIn. We've opened up the Instagram now as well, so we can connect on a different type of level. I know that over the past few months, without the regular streams, it's almost felt like there hasn't been that consistent touch point. So that was kind of the driver behind starting up the Instagram. Obviously, it's difficult to get to every comment on YouTube, but if you're on Instagram, it's at ASX Investor IG. There is a link at the top here. Come over, follow. Feel free to drop in the DM, say good day on the comments. It'll be a way for us to be able to connect in and chat more regularly over on that front. But yeah, it has been a very busy past few weeks and months. We've got some stories to tell. One of the most inspiring stories that I think you'll ever hear in Australian history concluded. I know we talked a little bit about it for those who were following on a couple of months ago, but that concluded, and the charity I'm involved with, We Are Mobilise, has had an incredible result and really the opportunity now to go forward from there, really catalysed and all contributed by an incredible man called Ned Brockman. We've been traveling, gallivanted around Europe, but we're now back in Melbourne. Obviously, the London move was meant to occur, but we'll talk about why that hasn't happened too. The markets have been flying. 7% day last week on the NASDAQ after the 7.7% inflation print. Questions about what's happening at the back end of the year. Crypto is in meltdown land, obviously, with the FTX collapse and everything playing out on that front. There's a lot for us to discuss. Warren Buffett went shopping. He's invested into TSMC. There was a little bit of action actually on TSMC for such a blue chip too. I think they were up 5 or so percent. Lithium stocks tumbled today. There was reports of potentially a cathode maker has downgraded its production forecast for 2023. And heck, we saw red across the markets. We did the hair too. Actually, I forgot about that as well. Sort of a little bit of a change, a little bit of freshen up. Another part of the story of what's next is we're heading to Qatar, going to the World Cup in 4 days' time to go cheer on the Socceroos, hence the haircut. That was the contributing reason for all of that. But most of all, it's good to be back. It's great to be with you. I see the comments coming through. I'll say good day. So yeah, before we get into it, stock standard discussion. Just a bloke on the internet who likes talking about the markets. Obviously, nothing we discuss is financial advice. We're on Instagram now at ASX Investor IG. If you're on LinkedIn, come say good day on LinkedIn too. But Instagram will be where we're most active, posting heaps of stories behind the scenes, just talking about life. Share some things about mindset. We'll do plenty of things on travel. Obviously, lots on markets. There's daily updates on the market, so you'll keep up to date on that front. It's more of a way to personally connect. So Instagram is the best way for us to connect in. Drop in a comment, say hello. Let's see who's around. Vivian, hey, the hair color is different now. Thought we'd change it up. We've never really changed it up in terms of color. We had the afro, we had it shaved, but we've never gone and colored it. And I thought, what a perfect time. Why not now? So we've got it. Life's a bit of fun. I know it looked a little bit out there and a bit funny. But look, at the end of the day, it's all just about getting out of your comfort zone and enjoying it. So that is what's happened there. Taiwan Semiconductor re-ramming the new iPhone. Things are now getting started. We know there's capacity constraints as you get into the smaller nanometers, and re-ram looks like a potential solution. Very interesting. Hope you're well, Deco. Zach saying very good. Zachy, good to see you as well, mate. Great to be back. Went to Weebit's presentation today in Sydney. Good to shake Kobe's hand in person, have a chat. AGM tomorrow. Exciting. Keep us updated on that front. Hutcho, how you going? Looks like you've been on the ASX Fiji cover. Fiji earlier this year was great. I'll start sharing some more of the travel photos on the Instagram actually over the next few days and weeks. Might get some from Fiji up there because we weren't on the IG back then. But hope you're going well, Hutcho. Matthew, what's up, mate? How you going? It's okay. Hey, you've got a new profile picture actually. I remember that. It's a new one. How is everyone? Great to have everyone connecting in. Arif as well, new profile picture. Good to see you again with a new look. Hope you're going well. Appreciate the kind words. Mark, the lithium friend, saw awesome read today. It was we'll talk about what happened on that front later on, but essentially, potentially it surrounded a few different reports. It wasn't actually a significant piece of news. It was more rumors on the cathode maker reducing their production forecast, but there was a lot of fear. Aaron, let's go. How you going? Great to have you here, mate. Welcome. LinkedIn and Instagram seem to be coming together. Complements the channel well. Yeah, we were obviously pumping with the daily videos on YouTube. And so we had absolutely no time to set up any other channels. But now we've got the LinkedIn coming. It's a nice way to connect, I guess, more of in the corporate feel. And I think the Instagram will be, as we talked about, much more of a personal feel where we can have messages, we can have comments, can share things about life, because obviously not everything has to be a polished 8-minute video. Sometimes I just want to share some random stories behind the scenes or some updates about what's going on. So Instagram is a good one. Where have you been, mate? I will talk about that very soon. Once we get to the end of the hellos, I will talk about that. Yes, Steve Promitz is now at QXR, which is an interesting one. I saw when he was made CEO, the share price absolutely rocketed up on the back of that news. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's great to be back. About time. Hope you're going well, mate. Maybe see you over there. Time to load up there. Hope you're going well. Deco, long time. Welcome back, champion. It's good to be back, John. Great to have everyone back as well. The community's back. It is a nice feeling to have you all here. Beer into 60 cents. Yeah, I think that 118K revenue report, that was the day kind of where it all went down. Obviously, that was investors were anticipating that spike up, and yeah, kind of it hasn't really. It's been settling in and around that 60-cent mark. I think after that sell off, it got to like 75, 80 cents, and it's kind of just trended down from that. So we'll see where it lands. We're in overbought, cool down hot copper, come down to where it should be. Still confident in brain chip after their recent pullback. Yeah, so I think in terms of what's occurred there, as we've seen what Bout Time mentioned, it was essentially to do with the revenues itself. I guess investors, analysts, they're anticipating more of a spike up. Obviously, each investor is going to have a different opinion in terms of kind of the trajectory and the timeline and how they're going to get there. But I think the underlying thesis is still the same, but the timelines is probably what individuals are going to be questioning. And everyone's got different opinions on it. And that's what makes a market. Hope you're going well as well, mate. Hello. We're smiling. Welcome, Neil. Hope you're going well, mate. Welcome, welcome. Staying in a couple of the different fan villages for different times. Where are you staying, mate? Send us a message on Instagram. Got an eyebrow eyelash. Not quite, unfortunately. This is probably the furthest we can go. We've still got a few different corporate engagements and work and all of that. So unfortunately, not quite. This is much as far out of the comfort zone as we were able to go. Initially, actually, we had it like in the video 2 days ago or like 3 days ago. It was like more orange. Got it redone today, was it? Yeah, today. And got it blonder. But yeah, this is probably the furthest that we'll go at this stage. Who knows? I never would have thought I'd have blonde hair 6 months ago. So maybe, mate. QPM with the GM deal. Yeah, that's been trading in around the mid-teens for a long period of time. Fairly stable, but has been there for a while. Hello dear. Good to see you. Welcome, Farad. Hope you're going well. Welcome. Richard, how you going? And if you've been paying attention to videos, which video was it? Can't remember which one it was. But if you've been paying attention to videos, my name is Noah. Welcome to you all if we haven't had that connection on that front. But yeah, I guess that brings us to the video on what was that first one. It's a really, really difficult one, isn't it? But I think Brazil looks hard to beat here with the outstanding squad, but World Cup upsets always occur. So who knows? But I think Brazil's squad on paper, particularly that front line, is just ridiculous. When you got Firmino staying home, you can tell kind of there's a fair bit going on. All right, where have we been? Let's talk about that. If you're just tuning in, Instagram's at the top. Connect in on that front. Let's talk about this. How do we share screen? 1 second. So if you have been watching the videos, you might have seen some of the videos on this front. But essentially, outside of YouTube, actually, we can go to the Mobilise website itself. So outside of YouTube, I know I've talked a lot about kind of a charity organization that I've been involved with. But outside of YouTube, I am the founder and CEO of a charity organization called Are Mobilise. This is Mobilise here. You can look on the website if you're more interested in what we do. But essentially, at the core, is providing functional care and assistance to those experiencing homelessness while also driving that broader conversation for change, as you can see here, through advocacy and also the development and delivery of different types of programs for those experiencing homelessness. And so I've been doing this for, it was founded in 2016. So doing it now, building it with the most incredible team across the country. It's just an incredible team. I'm so blessed to work with all of these like-minded individuals. But over the past few years, obviously, we've continued to scale up. And about 2 years ago, for those who watched the initial video, I'm sure this is kind of going to be, I guess, a bit of a reminder. But we've got the end goal, the end target now, which is probably going to be blowing your mind if you are not familiar with where we actually got to on that. But yeah, we had an incredible individual called Ned Brockman call us about 2 years ago, back into 2020, early in 2021, and said he wanted to do a fundraiser for an organization working in the homelessness space. He'd already run an incredible fundraiser, ran 50 marathons in 50 days back then and raised a significant amount of funds. But he said, I want to do another fundraiser. And he chose We Are Mobilise as lead charity partner for essentially Ned's record run. He is a young tradie who wants to change the world. As you can see here, the goal was to raise $1 million for those experiencing homelessness, proudly supporting Mobilise, with Puma as a lead sponsor of it, with a Let's Go a Million. So get a million cumulative kilometers with people running that across the nation. So you have a look at some of the sponsors who are backing it. You got Puma, Case Construction, Optionman Nutrition, Budgie Smugglers, Remilk, Let's Go, Posy Socks, Running Heroes, Temper, Jetstar, BCF. So it's a really amazing set of organizations. Go and check them all out there. But essentially, what happened was Ned ran. He inspired a nation, one of the most lovable blokes you'll ever see, authentic, genuine, incredible. And Ned completed the run and he raised over $2 million for We Are Mobilise, which has been where I've been over the past month or two, because obviously we were working on the development of the marketing campaign for this. He ran from September to mid-October. I was up in Sydney for about 2 weeks with the end of the campaign, welcoming Ned into Bondi with what ended up being a few thousand enthusiastic people cheering him on. And he really did manage to inspire a nation. But obviously, kind of with that incredible raise, there is a fair bit of responsibility for us now at Mobilise, an opportunity as well as an obligation to do right by the Australian people. Over 35,000 donors contributed in. And we really want to make the biggest difference and impact that we can for those experiencing homelessness. So that's where I've been. It's thinking about all of that, obviously helping lead the fundraising campaign from the Mobilise perspective. But more significantly, really over this past period, has been working out what we're going to do. So we're in the process of scaling up our outreaches, which we're really excited about in the short to medium term. And then the development of actually, I'll show you. This is the ASX Investor Instagram. So you can come say g'day there. So what we do is just like random daily update posts on the markets itself. And then I'll have travel photos from here. We're going to start adding travel photos here. But what I wanted to show you was the end of Ned's run, because it was absolutely mayhem. So there was literally like a couple of thousand people who all went into Bondi. And you can see here, they welcome Ned in. And it is, I don't know if you can hear the sound on that. Let me know if you can hear the sound on it. So this is when he came in at Bondi. So we're up there welcoming him in. And it was just absolutely mayhem. What it is essentially one of the most incredible stories of resilience that you'll ever see in Australian history, and the culmination of it all in one moment. But for Ned, that was a 47-day journey. So he ran across Australia in 47 days from Perth to Sydney, Cottesloe Beach to Bondi Beach, and just defied every and any expectation that you'll be able to see. I know we've looked at it in another video, so if you haven't seen it or not familiar with it, you can check our other videos on the channel. We've done a few of those on there. But this is kind of the scale of what occurred there. It was just mind-blowing. But I really encourage you to have a look at his page if you want to be inspired and if you want to be reminded that we all have the ability to step out of our comfort zones and do something pretty special in life. But that is where we've been. That's the overview. So as a result of that, these lights are really hot. We haven't sat underneath these lights in a long, long time. But now it's summer. I know we're doing a lot of the live streams in winter. But we've got like, I don't know if you guys can see them. They're like really bright. Like headlights, but on both sides. And now, like, I know it's not summer yet in Melbourne particularly, and I know the rest of Australia hasn't got to summer yet, but I forgot how warm they get under there. So yeah, that was essentially the story of that. We were in Europe, as you'd remember. My partner and I, we'd moved to Europe. We did 6 countries. So we did Malta, Italy, Spain, and a couple of others. Portugal, and there was one more on that. And we were going to move to London, but due to the scale of Ned's fundraising campaign, we had no anticipation of raising, the goal was $1 million, and even that was an aspirational goal. But now that we've got the $2.5 million, it's a significant responsibility. And so we're building out the team here. So we've unfortunately had to delay the move to London. But what it does mean is we get used to this familiar set. We're stuck here for a while, but it means we're making more videos. And obviously we've got the incredible opportunity to really scale Mobilise and try and make that impact. And really, first and foremost, be able to help those experiencing homelessness across the nation. So that's the overview about where we've been. Heading to the World Cup later this week on Saturday. There'll be plenty of photos and videos. We might even do a video. Let us know if you'd want to see like a travel vlog of the World Cup. For those who are interested in football, maybe chatting to people about what they're most passionate about over there. And yeah, I'll start doing more videos on like social impact, entrepreneurship, kind of just that general field if you're fascinated in that too, because it's obviously a fairly big component of my life, as much as, the markets and investing and economics and everything we talk about on the channel is. That's also another significant component on the other side. So we can talk about all of that if you're interested. Kanan, how you going? Hey. Haven't looked into QER. Is that QXR or QER? Great work with Are Mobilise. We've got an incredible team, mate. It is, very, very blessed. So many individuals have given, the better part of what's been up to 7 or 8 years now of their lives to develop something. It wasn't easy. We started as a grassroots organization. That very first outreach, we were holding just literally 2 bags of bread from Baker's Delight in garbage bags, just heading out there. And yeah, to see where it's scaled now, immensely proud, but also just incredibly grateful for everyone who's believed in the dream. And now we've got this opportunity, courtesy of Ned to be able to live out those dreams and, try and make that difference. No work. Thank you, mate. Who's the next Ned? Next one. At the moment, I think Ned currently is just resting up and putting his feet up. I think what's amazing is the inspiration for hundreds of thousands of individuals across the nation who are reminded that, hey, we can achieve anything we set our minds to. Because I think everyone implicitly knows that. But until you see someone, don their shoes and run across from Perth to Sydney in 47 days, which is, for context, if you're not familiar, I think the average was like 60, 70, 80 kilometers a day running day in and out every single day without, essentially rest, waking up at 4 a.m., finishing deep at night. If you are interested in the broader story, we did a video on Ned Brockman himself about 4 videos ago that will do it much more justice. But yeah, it's just a reminder that we can accomplish anything and that, we have the opportunity to make a difference. We don't all have to run across the country or do some incredible athletic feat, but everyone's got their own passions that they're interested in, got their own skill set that they're able to bring to stuff. And I think if we're all thinking about how we can not only further ourselves as individuals, but further the communities that we're a part of, heck, the world's going to be a much better place. And Ned really typified that. Crypto winter. How long is this winter going to last? It's been hit. So FTX, if you're not following the story, has collapsed. Sam Bankman-Fried was the CEO and the founder of it. He had a $16 billion fortune, which is now essentially nothing in under 7 days. Significant collapse. It has been crazy. There's all manner of discussion about what's actually been happening. Nobody really knows what's going on right now. More to come. Obviously, the catalyst was some tweets from Binance and surrounding FTT, which plunged the price of FTT. It is mayhem. There's been talk about it. Is this the Lehman Brothers moment for cryptocurrency? What I think it's very, very difficult to deny is it's definitely delayed institutional acceptance by some margin, to say the least. Who knows what it actually looks like from here? But yeah, it is a very, very interesting one. We actually did a few different Instagram posts on that. At ASX Investor IG is on Instagram. We might do a video on that. People interested in FTX, do they want a discussion about that? Maybe, because there's a lot going on. I actually started planning it, but haven't filmed it yet. So let us know if so. Welcome back. Good to be back. Expat, hope you're going well. Welcome. Nick, good to see you back on. It's great to be back, mate. Thank you. Such a great inspirational person. 47 days of pain for a cause bigger than himself. And that's what's amazing. It's just for everything external to himself, even though, yes, the goal was for him too, to be able to prove to himself what he was able to do, the willingness to do it for a cause much bigger than himself and for individuals who, he'll never even meet, but he just wanted to be able to bless them in that way. It's amazing stuff. It really, really, really is amazing stuff. EEE. Not too familiar with EEE. Hope you're going well, Reem, though. What's the story with that? Up to date. How you going, Kanan? What's Ned up to now? He's currently been relaxing. He's been on holiday a bit. He's been doing some stuff. We've actually got an event with one of the sponsors on Thursday where we should be catching up with him and saying good day. So, yeah, I think he just needed a few weeks to decompress, reset, refresh the legs as well. But, yeah, we'll be catching up on Thursday. So it'll be interesting just to hear how he's going and kind of what he's thinking about with that. Maybe reach out to Tim Cahill, ambassador of Workers' Welfare in Qatar. Yeah, I wonder, is he over there? I think I saw a video on Football Australia about him heading over there as well. Evening. You got me there. I was wondering, I actually searched EEE ASX to work out what it was. And I was like, I don't think that's a ticker code. Maybe it is a ticker code, IPO or something like that. But no, it was just you saying good evening. Hope you're well, Irene. What's Elon up to? So let's say battery. what's Elon up to? He's attracting a lot of attention across all quarters right now. He is, I think, is it true two-factor authentication is getting removed at Twitter or something like that? Slashing bloatware. I don't know what's happening with that, but I saw a message about two-factor authentication at Twitter and some sort of thing that maybe they were cutting down on resources and weren't able to deliver. I'm not sure it was, but obviously Twitter did, I think it was 3,700 job cuts. I think they walked it back after that. Not walked it back, sorry. They still did significant job cuts. Obviously, they're trying to move towards profitability, but they were like offering some people jobs back, trying to get more profitable. The $8 blue tick verification has been put on hold, I believe. I don't know if it's been cancelled or like binned, but it's been put on hold. Yeah, there's a lot going on there, isn't it? There is a lot going on there. So what I wanted to look at, I know everyone's been talking about lithium. This is this is an article in the ASX today that gave a bit of a summary to it. But essentially, rumors that a major Chinese cathode maker, so obviously there's the anode, which has got graphite. A lot of people talk about that. But the cathode is the other side of the lithium ion battery. But obviously it's relatively important for cathode makers. It's relatively relevant to see cathode makers' demands as an insight into how the rest of the market's going. And obviously general electric vehicle demand because it's such a key input into the lithium-ion batteries. And rumors that a major Chinese cathode maker cut its output forecasts and lithium producers plunging. When we're having a look at some of these numbers here, Pilbara as a bellwether, it had a home above the $5 mark. I think it was like $5.35-ish the last time we checked. But yeah, back under $4.80 now. Core Lithium down 15%, Allcam down over 10%. Lake Resources over 7%. Strategists also pointed to profit taking because there was a big run up on Monday as a result of, first and foremost, the relaxation of rules and potentially the hope that, that's the end of that period of the lockdowns. It wasn't just in battery metal producers. There was plenty going on across the commodities. If you looked at the commodity space on Monday, it was, it was really quite crazy to see. But also that was on the back of last week too, when we saw the rapid run up, plus 5% day on the S&P 500 after the softer than anticipated inflation print. If you're wondering why the markets ran up by 5% last week and whether the market crash is over, we did videos talking about both of those that you can check out on the channel after that. We've done a few different videos. Pilbara Minerals, PLS, we did a video looking into Pilbara last Friday or something like that. So there's plenty of content for you to check out after this live stream too. And then Goldman Sachs as well, another bearish report, essentially reiterating their forecast. Obviously, Goldman sent shockwaves through the market. Was it 2, 3, maybe 4 months ago? Essentially stating it was their near-term forecast that sent the shockwaves through it. Medium to longer term, they, relatively in line that yes, there's going to be significant demand for this. But it was their near-term forecast that sent the shockwaves through. And they kind of reiterated that report, which obviously is only another dampener on sentiment there. Broker called for a peak in battery metal prices in second quarter of this year. Can say the lithium market remained tighter than it projected because of robust restocking demand. However, conditions have only delayed the market's inevitable swing into surplus. Obviously, if the market goes into surplus, it's going to have a downward effect on the elevated lithium prices. Downstream overcapacity, slowing EV sales, likely to become increasingly apparent over the course of next year. Expect downward pressure on the lithium price to build on surplus cues from that. Analysts remain divided. That's the other thing. So that's Goldman Sachs. Obviously, they've been renownedly bearish after that report. But Macquarie, I think it was Macquarie themselves who stated that they believe the lithium is going to be in a perpetual deficit. That was sometime last year. It might have been mid-2021. And they delivered another round of upgrades for producers and developers. So that occurred relatively recently too. I think it was last week when they gave the upgrade. Lithium prices have proved immune to macroeconomic weakness. So UBS is providing a bit of positive sentiment on that front too. So there's a lot going on. There is a lot going on. 105 days until SYA starts producing. Richard has got the calendar out there. 50 each at the World Cup. $10, I think. I think it's 10 USD. So it's like 14.15 AUD from memory. 67 people online jumping on. If you're just jumping on, welcome. It's good to be back. It's good to have you all joining us for a live stream. It's been a while. We've been here, there, and everywhere over the past period doing some stuff. We've got plenty of videos on the channel about Ned's run, about who we Are Mobilise is, and kind of what our focus is, about the lithium space, and why markets have run up. If you haven't yet, we've just dropped the Instagram. It's www.instagram.com/ASX Investor IG. The idea is to be able to provide more day-to-day updates and just provide insights into actually what life is like behind the scenes and have that ability to connect. Because when we weren't doing videos over the past few months, missed you guys. And also you guys weren't able to connect in. Your only real touch point we had was dropping in comments. And obviously if we can't get to all the comments, then we don't have a touch point. But I think Instagram is going to be a much more organic way to connect. So come say good day at instagram.com/ASX Investor IG. All right, what else do we want to look at? Let's have a look at some Buffett things. As we know, people love Warren Buffett. Well, not just following Warren Buffett's trades, but people are always very interested with Warren Buffett, what Warren Buffett does. And Buffett disclosed a $5 billion purchase of $4.1 billion purchase of TSMC, one of the largest semiconductor manufacturers in the world. How do we remove this there? One of the largest semiconductor manufacturers in the world. In a filing with the SEC, that's 60 million shares there and shares of TSM. So what happens also, what's interesting to note is the disclosures occur after the point in time, if that makes sense. So obviously there's a lot of excitement after the news comes out that yes, Buffett's been buying whatever, but it happens well after the quarter has ended, because the quarter happens, then you have your filing, same way that we have quarterly reports and things like that. It happens well after, but it doesn't mean there's still not going to be excitement there. Shares went up 8%. Last I looked, they were actually up 5%, which is interesting. So they've kind of went higher in the Asian session then. TSMC welcomes all... Oh, we can make that a bit bigger, actually. TSMC welcomes all investors with a propensity to buy and hold TSMC stock. Taiwan Semiconductor accounts for an estimated 90% of the world's super advanced computer chips. I think it was Deco who mentioned that TSMC's ReRAM into Apple's iPhone. And yeah, they're like, if you looked inside your house, you know, you'd be about a very, 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 very high percentage chance that you'd find a fair few things with a TSMC chip in it, whether you knew it or not. Super advanced semiconductor chips. And then that just talks about the geopolitical space. Let's see if there's another article with any other insights there. Oh, here we go. There's a contrarian view. Let's have a look at a contrarian view. Buffett may have, you got to, unfortunately, I wanted to see a bit more of an analytical view here. Disclosed securities filings there. So $60 million, just to give you the insight of the breadth of where these chips go into as well. So you can see here, it's like smartphones, computer servers, cars, military equipment. It's just about everything in around your house, as well as externally outside of your house as well. TSMC invested heavily. What's interesting to note about the semiconductor space itself is that it's very cyclical. And so you'll go through almost boom bust periods. Obviously, it's not a bust period, but boom and then downturn periods. So obviously, you'll have periods where there's shortages of chips, like we saw coming out of 2020 and 2021. When that happens, there's heavy investment. And it's not just TSMC. A range of different semiconductor foundries have been investing, semiconductor manufacturers have been investing heavily into foundries. But when that happens, it's very difficult to get the perfect balance. And often then you have an oversupply that comes in, which can lead to downturn periods. In terms of that, there's already been a relative downturn in terms of the semiconductor manufacturers. A lot of their share prices are down significantly, but you do have that invest. And then eventually you move towards that undersupply, and then you have reinvest to build up the supply, and then undersupply. So it's a cyclical market in that note. So that's something that's worth noting about that. If you have a look at where TSMC's share price is sitting, actually, we'll see if Google Finance has got it for us here. It's been a while since we've done one of these streams. Even just navigating everything is, yeah, you got to get used to it. There we go. That's the one that we want. So if we have a look at where TSMC is, what's that note there? So this is the essentially solid uplift since the base from last week, as we saw the tech market run up from peak to trough. We're down over 50%, so it's lost half of its value. If we look at where it came out of the bottom of the March lows in 2020, it's actually wasn't too far off that level there. Oh, I guess in relativity, relativity is there, isn't it? It's 40% up. I was thinking it was getting a lot closer to that. I guess peaks before the virus drops in March 2020, then you're getting a lot closer to that. But you can see you're 50% off peak to trough. And this is not isolated to Taiwan Semiconductor. It's obviously an industry-wide thing, not just semiconductors themselves, but the technology sector. If you look at Qualcomm, You can see similar. They've actually been a lot more resolute and held up, but they're still 35-ish, 45% off there. So peak to trough, there's been significant sell-offs. It seems that Buffett is betting that maybe the worst. Camera's off. Seems that Buffett is betting that maybe the worst has happened, and that maybe we're getting closer to a turning point. But who knows? It's going to be fascinating to see where things head on that front. Bruce, hey, how you going? Great to see you as well. Appreciate your support. Transportation and internet is free in Qatar. Oh, I didn't know internet was. I know transportation is with a Haya card. Is internet free everywhere, like just universally? That's pretty exciting. Thank you for bucking the trend and smiling in your thumbnail pics. Hey, life's too short not to have a smile. No, I appreciate that. It's good to be back. It's good to be back. And we've got the new camera as well. So the thumbnail pics are just that little bit crisper. Now, in the past, they were a little bit, not blurry, but they just went crisp. But we've got a new camera for it. So just a little bit crisper with it all. Much crying about Facebook. Congratulations on all the work with Are Mobilise. Thank you, Theo. We've got an amazing team, mate. Very, very grateful for that. But yeah, excited about the next chapter because we've got a really great opportunity now to see where things head from here. Jolie, hey mate, how you going? Long time. TSMC, $600 billion AUD. Thinking about that, you'd be getting very, very close to the $1 trillion. Did it reach $1 trillion mark? I guess AUD it would have, but did it reach $1 trillion mark in US dollars at peak? I don't think it would have, just doing the quick math on the top of my head, but geez, it would have been close, probably 6, 7, 8-ish, $800 billion US at the peak. Renewed focus, good. Hey, hope you're going well. Fat fingers, welcome back. No worries, mate. I got it from that. I got the message from that one. We're going to have a range of different videos coming out over the next few weeks, but understandably, we're going to be heading to the World Cup on Saturday, which means that probably over the next few weeks on that front, there's not going to be a huge amount of market videos, but we'll try and do, if you guys are interested in like a World Cup vlog or something like that, I've never done a vlog on the channel, but if you're interested in that type of thing, why not? We're here to try new things. I think we've realized that anything is possible, and we may as well have a bit of fun along the way too. ASX Investor Instagram's there. Come say good day, drop in a message, drop in a comment. ASX Investor IG. We're on LinkedIn as well. 3 new videos over the past week you can check out. One about is the market crash over? One's about why the markets have actually run up themselves. Another's on Pilbara Minerals and how it became the leading ASX lithium stock. We'll do another video before we head off over the next couple of days, I think. So stay tuned on the channel. Make sure you've subscribed. Turn your bell notifications on. Hit the like button as well with all of that. Standard reminder, I'm just a bloke on the internet who loves talking about the markets. I'm not a financial advisor. I am going to head off now and going to go eat dinner because nothing has changed. Did not eat dinner before the live stream, and I am starting to get very, very hungry. But yeah, let us know what your thoughts are. Come say good day on Instagram. I think that's the main thing because I really, really want to get the community over there so we can start, having that more regular touch point, because obviously with Mobilise and I guess an increased scale with that, it's going to be difficult to do, anything like the daily videos that we did in the past. But I want to stay connected. Obviously, I hope you guys understand why we've been busy. It's a lot bigger undertaking than we ever anticipated. We had that $1 million target and kind of 2.5 or getting close. Over $2 million, like absolutely blew away all of those expectations. Also the scale of, I guess, the broader general social awareness of it now. We really want to push that conversation for change that's come up. And, these things don't last forever. So while the iron's hot, while people are excited, and while people are really motivated to make a social impact, we want to help be on the frontier of it, along with all the other amazing organizations out there to really push that change. Good to see you live stream. It's good to be back, Daniel. Thank you so much for joining us, mate. Hope you're going well too. Dennis, welcome back. World Cup vlog would be awesome. All right. Well, let us know if you want to see a World Cup vlog. I'll try. I've never shot a vlog before. So we'll have to see how we do it, but I'm sure we'll be able to make it work. We've been trying new styles of videos. I think the camera quality is getting better. For those who've been watching since the very early days, it's definitely improved since then. So maybe the vlog's the next evolution. Benny, how you going, mate? Miss you as well. First US stock. Hey, he's over on the US side. Nice. Welcome back. Hey, thank you, mate. Love the hair. Cheers. Thought we'd have a bit of fun with it. Socceroos, who knows how the Roos are going to go here. They've got a very, very tough group. They've got the never say die attitude. I don't know, not much expectations, but heck, I'll be singing the song with pride over there, to say the least. Good to see you back, mate. Thank you as always. You're always one of the first on the live stream dropping in as well. So no, I appreciate that, mate. You're a legend. Thank you. Live stream whenever you can. We will. Plenty more live streams, plenty more videos. 2023 is going to be a big year for the channel. We've got some big plans and I'm looking forward to it. We'll do more on social impact and entrepreneurship. I'll share some more stories from Mobilise and kind of what it was like in the development of the company from kind of, in inception and founding all the way through and the amazing team that we've got. Maybe feature some of the stories from the team that we've got too. We'll talk about the travels. We've got plenty of travels plans coming up. Plenty of live streams, plenty of markets to discuss. Who knows? Are we going to have a run into Christmas with the Santa rally? We will see. Alrighty, guys. Instagram's there. Big thank you for joining us. We're back. That was a lot of fun. It feels like we never left. Just like riding a bike, isn't it? Community's around. We're all having a chat. Hope you enjoy your night, guys. For now, we'll see you very, very soon. Subscribe, bell notifications on. Stay well and happy investing. Night all.